Good morning, Mr. Owen. All right, buddy. So we're going to kind of go through everything in your packet here just so that you can get all this stuff done and then you can start focusing on that important part of having baby brother come home, okay? So we're going to kind of touch on everything that's in your packet. First to start, the math doesn't start out too hard. In fact, I think you'll find it pretty easy. When we first starts out, it's basically you got to go slow enough to listen and read those instructions. So the first start is talking about how we compare different lengths of things and we put them in order. And this is the hard part. We got to know which order, because if I start from the shortest to the longest, they're going to be numbered totally different than if I go from the longest to the shortest. So that's the hardest part, honestly, is reading those directions. Right? So on this one, if I said number these 1 through 3, starting from shortest to longest, which one do you think that I want you to find? The shortest. You got it. So I find my shortest one. He's not shorter by much, but he is a little bit shorter. So now that I found my shortest stick, what number do I put there? Yep, I start with just number 1. All right, so he is the shortest. Remember, when it has these letters at the end, that means that it's the most. So he is the shortest, or he is the most short. Okay, now I'm done with this one. Now, looking at these other two, who's the shortest? The top one or the bottom one? The top one is. So what number will he get? You get the next number in line, which is 2. And that means that my longest line is that guy there in the middle, and he would get number 3. You got it, bud. So it all depends. Now, if I said this was from the shortest to the longest, if I said put them in order, number them 1 through 3, from longest to shortest, now who gets to be number 1? The top, the middle, or the bottom? From longest to shortest, number 1 is now that guy in the middle. So that's what I say. The hardest part is being able to listen or to read those directions to see which way they want you to go. Okay. All right. So that's part of the lesson that was today. And then the other part of that was kind of, you have to do a visual. You kind of have to do a visual and imagine things, because they're going to give you a box. They're going to give you a box. And then they're going to say, what can fit in that box? They're going to give you some different items, like a pencil. Would that pencil fit in the box? No. No. But let's see here. This crayon. Would that crayon fit in the box? Yes. So it's just kind of deciding which ones are which and what will fit and what will not fit, to be able to kind of have a visual on that. But be careful, because then later they have you draw some lines and you got to follow the rules. But you'll notice on one of them, and every year this gets kiddos. Every year they have a box and they tell you that the string is as long as the box. But they give us a backbone. So they are telling, I'll do it just like on your dilly though. So that way, they have a box. And they tell you the string is as long as the box. Okay? Well, when you first start to draw it, the first thing that you just want to do is you want to start drawing your string. And since it's as long as the box, you want to stop when you reach that point. But that's not actually the case, because of why? Why does that not work? The string cheated. The string cheated. He should have started way back here if he's going to stop right here. But he didn't. He kind of edged forward a little bit. He got a little bit of a head start. So his actual string is going to go further past the end of that box. That gets kids every year, because they don't notice this head start the string took. That's the tricky part. Okay? Alrighty. Now, for the next one for this week, it's going to be about measuring. And there was a paper clip that was in the packet, but if you've lost it because he was really tiny, that's okay. I'm going to use a cube. You got it. You can use anything to measure, because once upon a time, a long time ago, everybody just kind of used everything. But can you imagine if I use my foot in comparison to your foot? Yeah. If you told somebody that I needed a bed 3 foot long, well, there's a big difference between 3 of my feet and 3 of your feet. So we had to come up with something that was kind of consistent, that was the same all the time. So it doesn't matter what you use as long as you use the same thing every time. Okay, and I'm going to use a cube. Okay, so I was going to get rid of est. If I have a rectangle and I want to know how many cubes long my rectangle is, here's how I do it. The biggest part on this one, same thing with that string. I can't get a head start. I have to start there at the same spot. I have to. To be fair, that's the only way it's going to work. It's kind of like if we said, who's taller, you or your sister? Well, you would be like, I am. But what if sister was cheating and stood up on a little, like, stool? And she could say, I'm the same height as you. I'm as tall as you. Oh, and you'd be like, you didn't start on the floor like I did. Same thing here. You gotta start at the beginning, okay? So when we measure, because we don't have a whole bunch of these, what we do is we part one right here, and see how I'm going to have to, I'll do it up here so you can see it a little better. I need to line them up. The edge needs to be equal with the edge, so that way they are all the same. So then I come over here and I mark a little spot. I just put a little line there. Ooh, that's 1 cube. Then I line it up with this guy, and I make another mark. That's 2 cubes. So far he's 2 cubes long, but I'm not done yet. Okay, I'm going to line him up again. He is now 3 cubes long. Ooh, can you estimate and guess how many cubes long he's going to be? I bet you're right. Awesome. Line up. Oop. I went crooked. Sorry. There we go. So, how many cubes long is my rectangle? He is 4 cubes long. You got it. You got it. So that is how we measure things. And in your packet, you have a paper clip. If you don't have a paper clip, that is fine. Whatever you have, that is small, because the things that we're measuring are not very big. So you do want them to be small. Just let me know what you use, and that'll be fine. When you label, you can say, because this one would be, how long is this rectangle? We would say 4 cubes. You got it. So that way we label it so I don't think it's 4 monkeys long, right? Okay, so that's part of what your other part of math for this week is going to be. For this week, your language. Ooh. Okay, you got to do an informative writing. Okay, if you watched the video on my science video last Friday, I did kind of a science video about offspring and parents. And yes, if we remember, what is an offspring? It's a fancy name for a baby. You got it. So an informative writing is for you to inform me everything you know about a parent and an offspring. You can pick any parent and offspring that you want. You could even wait till baby brother shows up and do that and compare him to your dad or your mom and be able to tell me, how are they like? Remember, when we compare, we tell how they are like and how they are different. So if I were to say a flamingo, a mama flamingo and a baby flamingo, well, they are the same because they are both birds. So a mama flamingo and a baby flamingo are both birds. They both have long legs. They both have a beak. Ways that they are different. When a baby flamingo is first born, a baby flamingo is usually white. Well, an actual flamingo, we know he isn't white. She isn't white. She turns pink. You got it. So it is, the mama flamingo is pink, but the baby flamingo is white. So you can tell me some things that you would know about a parent and about an offspring, okay? So you want to shoot for at least 4 sentences. I want to know at least 4 ways they are alike or different, okay? Your next assignment is a take it or leave it writing. This one we have not done before. We've never done one of these before. But I got something I thought you guys might have an interest in. Fishing. fishing. And basically, I want you to tell me if you would take it or leave it. It kind of looks like this. There's this little guy here, something that says fishing. And then it has a take it or a leave it. Okay, and then it has this big box that says because. All right, so first thing you got to do is you got to circle which one. Take it means you like it. You'll totally take fishing over doing homework any day. Leave it means I don't like fishing, and it's not fun at all. It's boring. You just sit there all day. You get it. For Mrs. Froman, it's a leave it. But most of you, I know, it's a take it. Now, I got you. There's two little reasons right here. I got to tell you why I say leave it. I got to tell you why I say leave it. One is because I think it is boring. Sitting there on a bank forever and ever waiting for a fish is boring to me. I know. A lot of people find it relaxing. I'd rather go for a walk. The other reason that I leave it is because I do not like to eat fish. I'd rather go hunting for antelope or something. I don't like to eat fish, so there's no point in me going fishing and catching them. So those are my reasons as to why. Then down here, I have to write it in that professional way. So I would have to say, I like fishing, or I don't like fishing, sorry. I don't like fishing because I think it is boring. I also don't like fishing because I do not like to eat fish. Okay, so then you have to write it in a little informative way. Okay, so that's your second one. That's for your language. That's for your language. The social studies video went out yesterday. Happy Earth Day, by the way. That's today. Happy Earth Day. So that's pretty nifty. For science for this week, it's an experiment. So you want to be able to get a light source. And you want to see if you can find these items. If you can't find these items, that's okay. Just cross it out. If mom and dad doesn't have like wax paper, for instance. When I was growing up, I don't think my mom ever had wax paper. I do now that I'm old, but my mom never did. So if you don't have it, that's okay. Just cross it out. And there's a spot there that you can find two other objects, okay? And you just want to tell me, did that material block the light? And in order to block the light, it has to block it completely, okay? If you can see any light shining on the surface, then it's not blocking the light. It's letting some through. So then that would be a nope, it did not block the light, okay? So that's your science for this week. Next week is when things start to get a little bit interesting. It starts to get a little bit interesting. It is the start, my man, of double-digit math. It's the start. It's the start. And you're going to see one of these. Any ideas what we call one of those? Maybe if I do this, you'll be able to kind of figure out what his name might be. Let me set that there. 3, 4, 5. And how many circles did I put in that guy? 10. You got it. We call this actually a 10 frame. We call this a 10 frame. And yes, I know we have our 10 sticks. And that's what we like to use when we're doing our math equations and stuff. It's just faster. But for this, it's very important when we do our double digit addition that we know the difference between our 1s and our 10s. So in this one, we are going to, on your math assignment, let me go ahead and take these off here real fast. On your math assignment, you're going to see some of those 10 frames, and you're going to need to fill them in. Okay, so I'm going to actually get a copy of that in front of me so I can kind of walk you through it, because he is a little bit of a trick. He is a little bit of a trick. Let's see here. That's the test. There he is. So I was like, oh, goodness gracious. All right. So you're going to see two trees. And I'm going to do different numbers. Let's hear. Actually, I might do the numbers. So you have 2 trees. One of them has the number 28 in it, and the other one has the number 16 in it. Okay, and then over here you're going to see two of those, what do we call them? 10 frames. You got it. You got it. So I need to have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, 4, 6, 8. Let's see, make sure that's right. Zoom, zoom. Okay, so you're going to see that, and then you're going to see this line here, and it tells you to put the extras. And that the extras are the little ones that are left over. After we fill in our 10s, they're the little ones that are left over. Okay, so I'm going to take my first tree, and it's going to be 28. So I'm going to break that up so that I can see. 28, how many 10s are in 28? Handy, there's 2. So I'm going to just fill them in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. How many extras do I need to put on that line, bud? I'm showing you 28. So how many extras? 8 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There you go. Okay, so this shows 28, my first tree. Awesome. The next part, I have to show you the next tree. And the next tree has what number in it? It has 16. You got it. And there's the extras. Okay, so I'm going to show you 16 now, just like I did up there. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How many extras do I need to put on that line? 6 more. 1, 2, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, so that's how I'm going to break it up. And then down below, it has, so many apples you have to draw. It wants all the apples that you're going to have. So, how many 10s am I going to have to fill in? 1, 2, 3. Oh, there's a lot. So I'm going to have 3. I ran out of room here. 1, 2, 3 10s. 2, 4, 6, 8. I'll have to draw really small. 6, 8. And this one, 2, 4, 6, 8. And you'll have to fill all those in. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Oh, okay. Oh, wait a minute, though. Do I for sure just have 3 10s? Did I for sure just end up with 3 10s? 1, 2, 3. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many 10s do I actually have? I have 4. I have 4 10s. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and a 10. So now I have how many 10s? 4. Whoo! And then now, how many of my extra ones? Can I make a new 10? 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope. So how many little extras do I have now? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 28 plus 16 equals how many? It equals 10, 20, 30, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44. It equals 44. Okay. That's a lot. Whew. The back is another one. It just uses different numbers. It uses 26 and 20 to be able to add that as well. Okay. So that is what your math is going to be. And it's just a start. Because when we start to do all of this, when we're doing double digit, eventually this will go away. We won't have to write nearly as much. But we want you to be able to see, can I make a new 10? If I make a new 10... boom, he's over there, kick him out of the ones club, and now he's part of the 10s club. And then how many little ones do I have? So we just want you to be able to kind of see that. So this one has a lot of steps, but we want to make sure that you can tell, groups of 5. That's why when you're writing your extras, putting them in a group of 5 will help you to be able to see that a lot, bud. Okay, a lot. All righty. So then the last one, there was that test that you would also take that week. Remember, trust yourself. Trust yourself. Mom or dad or grandma or somebody can read the questions to you. But remember, you know these. You know how to answer them. Trust yourself. And if you miss one, that's okay. That's okay. That's what we're learning. Okay, bud? Okay, so there's that part. For your social studies, and for the rest of this kind of a deal, there is a, let me get back to my instructions over here so I can remember and I don't skip anything. There is, for my language, okay, so then yes, another narrative story. You have another narrative story I would love for you to be able to do. You could totally tell me about what you've been doing to get ready for brother. So you can be like, in the beginning, we were running around crazy. Or you can make something up. You can, those are actually more fun. Those are more fun. I would say do that. Because the other ones, no, it's more fun to pretend a monster showed up to your house. And maybe what did you do to that monster? Ooh. But when you write, just remember that I want you to think about those story elements. And our story elements is that there's got to be characters. Who are the characters? Characters are the people and animals in the story. You got it. There's got to be characters. There's got to be a setting. There's got to be that plot. So then that plot, there's that conflict and then the resolution. You got a conflict is the problem. There needs to be a problem of some sort. And then the resolution is when you fix the conflict, you fix the problem, and everybody lives happily ever after. Right? So when you're writing your story, you don't have to say the setting was. I saw this on quite a few writings the last time that we did these. If you have there were 2 monsters and they lived in my closet. I know that your setting is your closet. So that works just well. You don't have to say my characters are 2 monsters and the setting is a closet. Nope, just write me the story and just make sure that you kind of let me know where it takes place. Okay. For the next one, for your social studies and your science this week, or for next week, you're going to be going to that Brain Pop. So, if you'll go to the Brain Pop Junior, username is Froman, password is Froman1. You're going to look for the Reduce, Reuse, and Recycle video. If you'll search for that one and you can watch that, and then try to take both of those quizzes, see how you do. And in science, you're going to do Brain Pop Junior again, and you're going to search for the video Light. And you're going to watch that to be able to see and see if you can answer those quizzes. Okay, bud? All right, I think we kind of walked you through anyway these next couple of weeks. You can watch this video as much as you want. Mom's pretty smart cookie. Grandma, I bet's a pretty smart cookie. You can ask them questions as well, bud. Or you can send me a question on Seesaw. All right, good luck, bud. I bet you can't wait to meet your baby brother. And we will talk to you later. Bye.